Sickness of apathy, and the waters that heal. In the Gospel of John, that pool where the sick went, full of water, to heal themselves, because it was said that every now and then the waters moved, because an angel descended from heaven to move them, and the first person who threw themselves into the waters were healed. So very many sick people were there. In these lay a large number of ill, blind, lame, and crippled, waiting to be healed, waiting for the water to be moved. There was a man there who had been ill for 38 years. 38 years there, waiting to be healed. This makes us think, doesn't it? It's a bit too long. Someone who wants to be healed would have arranged to have someone who helps him. He moves, he is quick and smart. This is where I disagree with my fellow writer, who appears to be blaming the victim. But it's an unfortunate view of those who don't know that the older you get with a disability, the less money you have. It is possible, when he was 10 years disabled, 15 years disabled, maybe even up to 20 years disabled, he was able to pay for someone to be on standby. But those funds are now exhausted. Back to my co-writers. But this man, 38 years there, to the point that one doesn't know if he's ill or dead. When Jesus saw him lying there, and knew that he had been ill for a long time, he said to the man, "Do you want to be well?" The reply from the man is rather interesting and illustrative. The man says neither yes nor no. Rather, he complains, but not of the illness. The sick man answers Jesus, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. While I am on my way, someone else gets down there before me." Jesus says to the man, "Rise, take up your mat and walk." Immediately the man became well. The man's attitude makes one think, was he sick? Yes, perhaps he had a form of paralysis, but it seems he could walk a little. But his heart was sick. His soul was sick. He was sick with pessimism. He was sick with sadness. And he was sick with apathy. This is the disease the man had. Yes, I want to live, but he was there. And his answer is not, "Yes, I want to be healed." No, it was to complain. The others arrive first. Always the others. His answer to Jesus' offer to heal him is a complaint about the others. And in this way, he spent 38 years complaining about the others, and it did nothing to heal himself. Again, my fellow writer is seeing this very differently than I. We concur on the odd answer, but he goes towards sin, and I go towards a likely mental illness dependent upon the intensity of the symptoms. We agree I'd give him the benefit of the doubt on this. It was a Sabbath. We have heard what the Pharisees, scribes, these so-called doctors of the law. Not of pure Mosaic law, granted. For each new slate of Pharisees will write laws that are good for them, to enrich themselves. We read what these doctors of law wish to do in verses 10 through 13. But the key is in the encounter with Jesus afterwards. Jesus found the man in the temple areas and said to him, "Look, you are well. Do not sin any more, so that nothing worse may happen to you. That the sick man was in sin, not because he had done something grave. No. The sin was surviving and complaining about the lives of others around him. The sin of sadness, which is the seed of the devil, of the incapacity to make a decision about one's own life, and instead to look at the life of others so as to complain, not to criticize them, but to complain. They go first. I am a victim of this life. If we make a comparison with the man who was blind from birth, with what joy decisively did he welcome his healing, and also with how much determination did he go to speak with the Pharisees and the scribes, these doctors of the church. The sick man today merely went and informed them, "Yes, it is he who healed me." The sick man makes me think of many of us, the many Christians who live in this state of apathy, incapable of doing anything but complaining about everything. Apathy is a poison. It is a fog that surrounds the soul and does not allow one to live. And it is also a drug, because if you taste it often enough, you come to like the taste. You come to like the feeling. You come to like the lack of responsibility. And you become addicted to the sadness, addicted to the fog, and addicted to not taking responsibility, thus addicted to apathy. It is like the air you breathe, and this is a rather habitual sin among us. Apathy. It will do us good to reread chapter 5 of the Gospel of John to better understand this disease, to which we may all fall prey. Water is to save us, but I cannot save myself. Why? Because it is the fault of others. And I stay there 20, 30, 38 years. Jesus healed me. One does not see the reaction of others who are healed, who take their mat and sing, dance, give thanks to the Lord, and tell all the world. No, he just goes on. And then, instead of going to Jesus to thank him, and oh, he informs, yet was he. A grey life. It's grey from this evil spirit that is apathy and sickness of the soul. Let us then think of water, of that water that is the symbol of our strength, of our life, the water that Jesus uses to regenerate us. Baptism. And let us think also of ourselves. If any of us are in danger of slipping into that apathy, into that neutral sin. The neutral sin is this: it is neither white nor black. One neither knows nor doesn't know, and how one doesn't care what it is. This is a sin the devil uses to annihilate our spiritual life, and also our life as a person. May the Lord help us understand how bad this neutral sin is, and how evil it is. May you each find that for which you are seeking. Ask, seek, knock. The Lord will assist you and answer your prayers with his own for you. Please note, in no way am I, or any other contributor of this lesson, qualifying depression or dysthymia as a sin. The experience of clinical depression or clinical dysthymia are not in any way being described here, nor are there any mental health or mental illness diagnoses ever sins. Not ever. If you willfully stop taking your medication, then you are in a sinful state, but it is still related, partially, to your illness. The apathy, sadness, roaring lack of responsibility, and soul sickness noted above or herein are qualitatively and quantitatively different than any disease of the human brain. And while you may be suffering from PTSD, OCD, bipolar 1, 2, 3, or split bipolar disorder, major or minor clinical depression, major dysthymia, or any of these others with active psychotic states due to the self-medicating actions, those are part and parcel of the disease. And if you wish, I can and will do an entire lesson on just these issues in relation to your religious life. But we are not talking about any of those within this lesson. We are talking about a willful state of sadness, a willful state of not taking responsibility, a willful state of not healing. May you all find that which you are seeking. Peace be with each of you.